Powered by Virginia Radio.
Yo, 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 yo. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's another wonderful evening here with your girl Tspills. Thank you for tapping in, tuning in, and calling in. I do apologize for the delay. We will be being more prompt because we're actually all the way delayed today. But we'll be back on schedule. But nonetheless, I hope today has met you well. I hope your week has been awesome. And I hope that despite of whatever, you understand that God is still in the blessing business. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, we have your special guest, Josephina Winfield, baby.
Hey.
Mental health specialist extraordinaire, as well as owner and operator of Life in Color. All right.
Yes.
So, Josephina is not a stranger to Power by Virginia, nor is she a stranger to Tspills. So you can reintroduce yourself and tell the people that may not know.
Everybody? My name is Josephina. I am the owner and operator of Life in Color LLC. You can check me out at lifeincolorllc.net. We support people with life coaching, business consulting, and we have a specific population that we work with in the business, and that's DBHDS providers. We do quality assurance, we do compliance reviews. We just support with ensuring that the people that you serve live a life in color.
And you heard it here on Tspills.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So please consult her at her various points of contact for any of your business and or life needs. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then check out her upcoming events. Let's talk about your upcoming event.
Oh yeah.
Or do you want to talk about it yet?
Oh no, we can.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We just did a self-care event, and it was awesome. It was very enlightening. Tspills was there in the building.
Yes, I enjoyed myself so much.
So, I've decided to do another one. It's going to be at the end of the month. It's going to be the last week of the month. I haven't finalized the date yet because I'm still trying to figure out the proper location. But it's going to be a self-care event, and we're going to be just discussing what self-care looks like as you're going through. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it's easier for us to think about self-care when when everything's on the up and up. But how do you continue to take care of yourself when you're going through a low, or when it's not, when it's not the very best?
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to talk about what that looks like, and how, we kind of talk about how self-care is it's not like these things that we always think about, the hair, the massages, the trips. It's about just having peace and having self-care, really taking care of yourself, having a healthy, holistic, holistic, life.
Making yourself a priority,
Exactly.
Understanding where you fit into your self-care.
Right.
Because a lot of self-care is a daily thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
it's not a spontaneous It's not a spontaneous or just an extraordinary thing. It's small little things. Peace, sitting in a car for a couple of minutes before you walk in the house, taking a bubble bath without being disturbed, reading a book, watching a show, anything, whatever it is to you that brings you peace or tranquility, praying, dancing. We had a whole bunch of things. It was so many.
It was, and it was awesome because when you have a group of, that's why I encourage, it's free. It's free.
For the free 99?
It's free 99. This is the last time. But
yeah, it's
free. I have food, refreshments. And I just feel like it's a good time for people to come together and just really talk about it.
And gifts.
Because
I want a lot. You got to participate to get your stuff now. Right. I participate.
And I feel like it was a good time. And we need more things like that. That's scheduled out maybe once a month, And after this, the next one we're going to talk about is going to be, grief. It's going to be called Good Grief. That's going to be in May sometime, and we're going to talk about what grieving looks like and how it's just not the death of a loved one, how grief can be the passing of dreams that we think that are gone.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? The past friendships, relationships, and how it's so important that if
Even yourself, your old self versus your new
yes.
self.
Oh my goodness.
And how to transition
I'm
to that.
so, you know, I'm not gonna. I love self-care, and I'm offering it again. But I can't wait. I'm so excited to do Good Grief. I'm so excited, and that one I'm just so excited. I'm gonna figure out how to make it all special. So if y'all have any ideas, you know, I'm for it. Tell me what you want.
And where can they tell you this at again, sweetheart?
You can tell me this at lifeincolorllc.net, or you can go on my Facebook handle, which is Josephina Winfield.
Okay, you here? Go on the handle, baby. On Facebook or on .net. Okay,
Right.
So, diving into self-care. Let that, big shout out to, hey, Katie the Queen, hey, hey, Tanika Bonds, hey, everybody. Diving into that, the topic for tonight is going to be relationships. Okay, so, and the reason why I left it so vague with the ... on it is because we're going to hit into various aspects of relationships. Because we're not just going to talk about just man and women relationships or spouse partner relationships. We're going to talk about all kind of relationships, friendships, workships, community ships, business ships. It's all the ships that come in the relationships, and how those relationships, some of the reasons why those relationships either sever or continue, based on a lot of things. So just stay tuned in. We're going to dive on that. But because this is Poetry Month, big shout out to poets everywhere. I'm going to let Josephina read her poem first. Because yours written. I got to freestyle, man. I don't know. So let me build up.
You see, she's very talented. I love you too, girl.
Don't do that. She's so bomb.
She's great. Okay, so the poem I have is called How Do You Love?
Okay.
How beautiful is it to find a love like mine? What is it that you say? And I respond, just simply divine. A heart of pure gold but warm like the Jamaican sun. A love like mine is one of a kind and cannot be undone. How do you love like I love in a world so wrecked? A world full of hate, deceit, and disrespect. How do you love when people pretend to love you? Have a knife behind your back but still will say I do. How do you love when your good goes to bad? Then you're back at square one with so much less than you had. How do you love so true, without flex or flake, as you pour into others with no guarantee of love repay? How do you love when it seems like love doesn't love you back, and you play record after record, then keep playing that same track? How do you ask? Well, my secret I will share, as I love deep because of the burden my father bears. I follow a book that gives me directions to life. It tells me to love in the Savior is all I need in my life. During all of my bad times, the good and the unknown, my father showed me love that was more than I have ever known. When I didn't have a shoulder, I was betrayed, used, and pushed back. My father brought me in and said, my child, this too shall pass. When I forgot him, did not call him or even said his name. He still rescued me when I felt like I was going insane. So for me, it's easy to love the way I do, because I have agape love for my father that is so true. How do you love, you ask? The answer does not come with a price, as it was paid for us because of love from Jesus Christ. Come on. How do you love?
Come on, hell. How do you love, baby? How do you love? I love it. Do you hear me? Clickety, clickety, click. I wish I had some little tick, tick, tick. I mean, tick, tick, tick in you. Hey, tick, tick, tick. I love it. Yes, I love the You see how she did that now. That was good. Okay, Freakazoid, you ready to call in, chime in? I gotta look, y'all. Bear with me. This is a freestyle, baby. Listen, Freakazoid, you can go ahead and call in. The number is 757-964-9367. 757-964-9367. Call in, tap in, tune in. But Freakazoid about to call in. He's about to play me a couple of chords while I say a couple of bars. Ooh, yes. I am nervous, y'all.
Listen,
because okay. Is that you, Freakazoid?
Yeah, it's me. What's going on, baby?
Okay, Freakazoid. You guys, Freakazoid Butler has come on the show before. Not my show, but he's been on Powered by Virginia before. Big shout outs to Roundtable Productions. He makes beats. He is a producer, correct?
Yes, producer and artist.
Okay. So, y'all can check him out for all of your needs. You can hit him up on Facebook at Freakazoid Butler. And just check the chords out right now. And he self-taught at this piano thing, too. So, I thought that was super dope. So, go ahead and play me some chords, Freakazoid. You move so suddenly through the refractions and the reflections of all that I see. You are the reflection, the mere reflection of me. As you stroke my ego, as you bruise my pride, as you push me back, as I move with stride. Reflections. What some do at night's time, what some omit and never tune in or chime to the things that are inward and never out, to the things that make us jump, move about, to the things that break us when they are unrevealed or untold, mistold and misrolled. I messed it up, but it's okay. Reflections. I have something better for you guys next time, okay? I'm so sorry.
Listen.
Reflections.
Period.
Okay, well, thank you. And thank you so much, Freakazoid. I love your keys, baby. Appreciate you so much. I'm going to have you come back.
Yes.
Okay, bless. I appreciate you so much. Stay blessed, stay up. Thank you. Okay, so poetry. Boop, boop.
Yes.
Good job, the poetry. Oh, look, big shout out to my major poets that I love so much. Maya Angelou, she is my fave, my absolute fave. So big shout out to her. I already gave her a shout out before, but shout out to her again. Rest in peace. Rest in heaven. Rest wherever you are. Just rest. She is such a beautiful person. She's left a great legacy. Langston Hughes, of course, I love him as well. And then it's so many more, so I'm gonna wait. I'm just not gonna bombard you with that today. Do you have a favorite?
No.
Okay, I understand.
I just like poetry because I found that, I've picked up people's, like, I've read so many people that are kind of like me, or like just anybody that has written some beautiful pieces, and it's just really like pieces, you know what I'm saying, like things that you may read, but I think, Why the Cage Birds Sing.
Mm-hmm. And that's by my girl. That's by my girl, Maya Angelou. Just saying.
It's a deep tale.
Yeah. She was great at that.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you another poet that I like that people don't really consider a poet. But Slick Rick, he was dope.
Okay.
Because rap is poetry.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Tupac was dope.
Yes.
But when we go to that, let me tell you who is my dopest. The Book of Psalms and the Book of Proverbs with all the parables, because they are definitely poems. So I like those too. They really are what inspired me once I understood they were poems. I was just like, oh, that's so deep. Like, and I think that's why I talk like that sometimes, like in a riddle form, where it's really like, you got to know, or you got to be trying to know,
right,
or you won't know. And
I get it.
I like that. I just think that's dope. Parables are dope to me. So,
they are.
I don't know. I really like that.
You're
just
dope.
had to shout that out.
Right.
I like parables. So let's dive into the topic. Whew, this is going to be one tonight. Y'all can definitely call in 757-964-9367, 757-964-9367. Okay. Relationships. So, you know me, I want to start out with a definition of relationship. A relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state to or of being connected. Okay, so Jody, what are you occurred? Oh yeah, sorry, Josephina.
It's
what
okay,
are
you?
you?
Josephina, Josie, Jody.
I was trying to call you all over there.
Right.
I did. Oh man. Josephina, what are your current relationships?
My current relationships, have friends, family, and yeah, friends and family.
Entrepreneurship, workship.
I see, girl. I'm talking about like
we talking about, but we talking about all.
Okay,
okay.
Right, thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So business relationships, of course. Family relationships, friend relationships. That's really, I don't have like significant other relationships. But,
me either.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's coming.
Right.
What it's supposed to.
What it's supposed to.
What it's supposed to.
So I have all those relationships, right now.
Okay. Okay. So since we both don't have the significant other relationship going on, let's talk about some things that we have learned. Hey, Monty. Some things that we have learned that either is the reason, like. When I say, I'm not talking about to get specific, but like as far as like either principles or like a lesson, not necessarily specifics, but like lessons, because I ain't trying to get too much of your business. But lessons that were takeaways from the relationship. And it could be either. It don't have to be the last one. It could be any other. What you think was one of the significant lessons? My most significant
lesson was, don't put any human being on a pedestal stool that only God belongs on.
Come on now.
Like that's if there was anything I could have grasped from it, don't ever put any human being on a pedestal only God belongs on.
Because if you do, you're gonna lose them anyway.
Listen,
God
right?
is a
jealous God. You hear
on,
me?
so.
A jealous God. So, I learned that was the first. I learned that, and then over the years, just understanding that you can only be who you are, and sometimes you're not what somebody may need, and that's okay. You just have to recognize that. It may not even be a one thing. Both of you may want each other, but you're not what you all need.
Yeah. And
that doesn't mean that it can't come around again. That just means in that season, that's not what it's supposed to be. And when you try to force things or, try to that's when it becomes wrong. That's why you have to let the Lord lead you, and really, especially when it comes to relationships, because relationships and money are the two things that we don't want to surrender to God. and these are the two things that we have problems with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, and God is a jealous God, right?
Yeah.
So if He's a jealous God, we're kind of idolizing something more than we are trusting in Him. And we know faith and obedience is the key to unlock everything that you want.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Most
and
definitely.
everything that you need. So
exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's super dope. That's real. That's definitely real there. So, I mean, I really don't have nothing to add on to that one because you kind of hit it. Let me see if I ask myself that same question. So, the belly off what you said first. And also, don't force, because force things are not typically going to work, because if things are supposed to be naturally together or connected, they're going to flow a certain way. And they say it's going to be easy. See, it's a difference. Flow and easy ain't the same. Right. See, because we can flow and still flow over bumps and bridges and bruises or whatever. We can still flow that way. But we're flowing because we both made a common decision to be here. Right. And we both have a common understanding about what we expect, what we want to go, how we want to grow. And that brings me to, I gotta ask myself that question. That brings me to the top things that they claim are required, and I feel is also required. But I did get this off of relationship.gov. Communication, trust, respect, honesty, acceptance, validation, autonomy, realistic expectations, love, commitment, loyalty, mutual respect, empathy, affection, friendship, random acts of kindness, which I thought was really good, compromise, individuality, specific boundaries, no place for violence, fighting fair. That's kind of like when you have an argument, don't try to say stuff to hurt or break down another person. Right. Love languages, prioritization. So, and common ground again was one also. So, I mean, I just put all those out there. So when we hit everything that I know we're going to hit all of these, because all of these are key components. Whether you call it something different or not, these are definitely in it. And if they not, they should be.
Right.
Because that might be why it's not working.
Right.
Sometimes we just are getting in preparation for where we're supposed to be, but we have to be careful with that, because you got to give yourself time to heal yourself, time to get over yourself, time to get to the next. Hey, how you doing? Yourself, time to build what you have just either broken, lost. What else? Broken laws. Need to heal from, need to let go of, right. Because sometimes energy is transferable, so that person's energy could have transferred on you. You might need to cleanse that out. Yeah. So time to reflections. That's why I thought reflections would be good for relationships, because we do have to take more self-reflections, because self is the constant in everything around you. Self. It is. You are the constant in everything in your life. Right. So it can never be everybody else. Right. It's never that. It's something you're doing to contribute to everybody else, because you are the constant. So
that is true.
What do you want to go with relationships now? What ship of relationships do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about friendships.
Okay, let's talk about it. Hey,
friendships. You know, I think when people talk about relationships and, you know, the topic of relationships comes up, most people think, you know, significant other, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my man, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you say, you know. But people don't understand that relationships and having healthy relationships doesn't just live in having with your significant other.
Facts.
You need to make sure you have healthy relationships in your friendships, and your family ships, and your work ships, you know. And one thing I've learned, especially like over the last 2 years, I've learned the importance of boundaries and having healthy boundaries and accepting people for who they are and knowing how to move with them. You know, everybody's not the same, but people won't know how to treat you unless you let them know how to treat you. Fact. And then once you let somebody know how to treat you, if they can't comply, then you gotta say bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And I also want to go to relationships start at home, because people's relationships that they were taught people were taught how to be in relationships from in the house, right. Whether it was the way their relationship was with their parent, their relationship was with their siblings and other family members. Relationship, I think they mold from inside the home at a young age. I think relationships mold from there, and they grow from there, because you have different levels of relationships as you grow. But I feel like the basic characteristics start from there. So sometimes that's why self-reflection is necessary, because it may not be something that you, are responsible for incurring yourself or having or whatever. It could be something that was taught and you grasp it, but at what point do we be accountable and we shift it if it doesn't fit anymore? Right.
You know, one thing I value about yours and my relationship is that if we see something, we say something.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's like an extension of love for somebody, because what I say may not want to hear, but you need to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's somebody, you know, saying like, I love you, but hey this, you know, I love you, but hey, you know, and it's just trying to build you to be better. And I appreciate that about our friendship, because, you know, we don't.
Likewise.
You know, it's just because it helps build. It helps. And I feel like that is a big part about pouring into your people, your people. Everybody knows when I say your people, who your people, I have my people, who I pour into. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to pour into one another. And I feel like that any relationship, friendship, familyship, workship, it's an exchange, you know, because we're working, but a significant other, like an intimate relationship, anything like that, you have to be with somebody who's going to pour into you. You all have to be constantly pouring into one another, because
True.
if you don't, you all are not going to be able to grow, to grow and to evolve. We are consistently and constantly growing and evolving. Even if we don't want to, we're going to get older.
Yeah.
The world is going to change around you, and you have to be able to
voluntarily or involuntarily.
Voluntary, involuntary. And so it's so important to recognize people who are going to pour into who you are now and not who you were.
Exactly. Learn it, Curly. Learn that.
It's okay for some. It's okay for friendships to be a season. That's really. It's okay. I don't have to disrespect you. You don't have to disrespect me. We're just not as close as we were.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And it is.
And that's grief. You grieve those friendships, because everybody is good, is bad, but like when you evolve, when you grow, there's just some friendships that are not going to go.
Yeah. And then sometimes, like you said, because maybe it was just a season, a certain season, that y'all both needed each other, and when y'all both completed the assignment,
there you go.
then it was no longer no work to be done. So now it became stagnant a certain type of way, and it wasn't able to grow, and it wasn't able to move or maneuver. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Seasons change.
They do.
And people do too.
Yeah. Because we are just like the plants. That's why they refer to seeds. That we have seeds, and seeds we plant and grow real crops. It's the same metaphorical way of speaking. Like, life is a big poem, for real. I mean, it's not, but it is. The way in which it flows is a very smooth, melodic type of a piece. It's very simple. It's written out for us. Like, we are the same thing as the things around us. We are nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're right. If you take something out of season, it's not gonna meet its full potential, and or it's not gonna grow, and or it's gonna die, and or it's not gonna be right. It's gonna be some type of,
the weeds are gonna grow around.
Come on now. And the weeds gonna sucker up all the great growth and nutrients inside. So it's really good to water your relationships, even your work relationships, because it's a different level. You don't go to work to make friends, but if you go in there, you gonna be friendly to the people. Right. Have a consistency about yourself, and what I just feel like, look, realistic expectations. Don't expect more from people than what you're willing to give yourself. Like, if you know you're not really willing to do it, well, why would you put such a heavy expectation on another person?
That's so true.
That's very, unfair. Now, that's unfair and selfish, kind of. And it's inconsiderate a certain way. It's not realistic, for sure. Because how long is somebody going to keep giving without feeling the top heaviness of the relationship?
That's why I said poor.
Yep.
And it's important, understand your friends, your family, your significant other, understand their love language, because everybody has different love languages.
Yep.
Everybody has and sometimes love languages can change. Sometimes this season is more of this, sometimes it's more of that. Learn who you're dealing with. Yep. Learn who the people are in your life. Not what you think, not this, they've been my friend for this long. Your friend changed, they evolve. So make sure you understand what their love language is.
Most definitely make sure you understand their love language. Most definitely make sure you understand their love language. And you understand they can have a combination of love languages. They can definitely have a combination of love languages. So understanding your whoever is definitely key. Also with relationships, as far as if it is a business relationship, it should remain business more than anything else.
Yes.
Because business is business and pleasure is pleasure. Biggie told us that you keep your family and friends, your business and friends completely separated. Yeah. Because with familiarity, sometimes it breeds a certain sense of comfortability, which can breed other things that don't really work.
That's true.
And or fit. So yeah. Relationships are just vital, and choose them wisely. When you're at a certain age, I feel like you should choose them wisely.
That is so good. I'm so glad you said that, because guess what? I am valuable. You have to have access to me.
Come on now, talk.
You feel me? You have to have I have to allow you to have access. Everybody should not have access to you or equal access to you. Understand who you are. Understand that you are a gem. Understand that everybody shouldn't be able to just come and reach in and take from you your energy, be an energy leech anytime they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's huge, because when you're empathetic, you're a giving person, you want to help, I don't want to dim nobody's light. I want to see everybody shine brighter. You know what I'm saying? When you're that person, what goes around like, what go around like if your light is on at night, you got all the bugs coming to it. So when you shine, you got, people may use it as a guiding light, but you also gonna have bugs that's gonna come to it too. You know what I'm saying? So you have to filter that out. You have to understand who's coming to help you shine brighter, or to be there so that you can pour into them and they can pour into you, or who's coming to just trying to get some, just get some of your light. You know, people are energy leeches.
Yeah, most definitely, man. People are leeches of a lot of things.
That's why it's all about your ships. Yeah.
But it's all about your ships, and it's about learning and processing. But then again, that goes with what you put out.
That's
because
true.
when you put out no boundaries, unlimitedness, access, equal access, that's what you get. So yeah, most definitely. That, again, everything that happens to you is pretty much on you to a certain degree. Some things are out of your control, but most of this stuff is on you, because you see it, and we just do what we want to do, because we think that we are somebody that we can change something, and we are somebody that we can change something. But you got to pick the right things to change.
Right, you do.
Because some things you really can't change.
You can't, and you can't change people.
No.
So when people show you when people show you who they are, believe them, and it's true. That doesn't mean it's gonna be them forever.
Yeah.
But that just means that's them right now. So can you deal?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
Is it gonna help you, or is it gonna harm you?
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, relationships are hard.
Yeah.
All relationships, it's hard to all of them. It's all of them.
Mother-son relationship.
Oh my gosh.
Parent-child relationship. There you go. That's a real one. And that's one that people sometimes don't prioritize as being important. But it's one of your most important. Because you are now breeding somebody that is going to be an exemplifier of whatever it was taught in the house somewhere else.
That's true. It's true.
And it's okay to break curses and cycles and generational things. It's cool to do that. It's cool to do things different. If you're different, is it moving in progression or in the right direction or right way.
You know, like the best, I remember, like I told you, the best prayer, you know, is, God, please allow your will to be my heart's desires, so that I can stay aligned with it, so that your glory can prevail in my life always. And that means maybe that means you have to go through struggles that other people don't have to go through. You have to deal with things that you've never seen people deal with. And maybe a lot of times you probably do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But
because when you tap into the source, he ain't gonna let you go to the plug, because you tapped into the source.
Right. And then, but that means, you know, you're breaking something.
Yeah.
You know, generational curses are real. Yeah. It's like generational cycles.
Mm-hmm. Because it's taught behavior.
Yeah, it's taught behavior. And environment is real too.
Yeah.
You know, so like we talk about with self-care, creating that peaceful home environment.
Yes.
Making sure your home is your peace. Exactly. And if it's not, fix that.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Because you should always be able to have peace in your four walls. Right. That's the only place where you can control peace.
Exactly. And the thing about this, you know what works for you as far as peace. That may not work for me. I know people that they listen to music all the time. I love music. I love it. I love listening to it. I love it. But at the same time, sometimes I need quiet. Mm-hmm. I need nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's okay. Like, you know, have your quiet time. Have nothing. Have your lights off. Have your lights on. Have plants. Have abstract art. If you want a white sofa, get a white sofa. Make it so that it's your oasis. Because
what she say? I want a glass.
Yeah, we went to the seminar, and the lady was like, "In my house, I look in my living room, and I just glide through my foyer." You should wanna. If you can't glide, you should wanna slide.
That's what we said at some case. You know, slide. Let me slide through there. For real. Most definitely.
Yeah, yes. You should be happy to.
It should be an ambiance for you.
Yes.
Because you create it.
Yes.
So making an ambiance is going to make because energy flow is real also, people.
Yes. Oh,
and that sets the tone to your day, your night, your week, your household setting. And for real. So sometimes we have to do things. Like I had made a post about how I won't complain about cleaning my house or doing what I've asked God for, the being a steward over the things that I've asked God for, He has given to me. And you know, sometimes when we get things, we complain about them. We get that job, we've been asking for that job. That job is paying us everything, it's giving us what we want, but it's something, and we complain because now I'm working all the time, I'm working. But you just asked for this. Right. That's what you asked for. You asked to be married. You get married. Oh my God, he want to eat all the time. I gotta hump him all the time. I gotta talk to him all the time. He want to cuddle. She want to do this. She want to do that. But that's what you asked for. Right. So at some point we have to have a compromise. See, key word. Compromise. And that's in all relationships. You know what I'm saying? You have to compromise. Excuse me. What is important? What is priority? Is it that heavy that whatever they're doing inconvenience, or would it be heavy without them at all? Cause see, sometimes we talk ourselves in and out of stuff. Yeah. Good and bad.
That is true.
Cause your tongue is very powerful.
Man, listen.
Your words are very powerful. Your actions, see your react. People, Pastor been talking about this.
Yes, he is.
Your response. Your response is heavy. People, that's why people don't understand. It ain't always. That's why they say it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. It's your response. See, because you can respond to something, right? That shows maturity also, how you respond. You shouldn't continue to always be the same. You know how people be like, I'm saying myself for example. I used to have a real slick mouth. My mouth's slick, but it ain't slick like it used to be. I used to have a very slick mouth, right? And that slick mouth, to be honest, was out as a place of defense because of all the hurt. So if I tell you whatever I say, then that's it. But that, when you do that enough times, it becomes a habit. It becomes habitual. Now you do it just in regular conversation. Now that becomes who you are. Now that shit ain't cute.
It's not.
And it's not cool and shit nobody out there because that's just how I am. That's so childish. Because if this is how you is and how you is or how you are affect everyone around you negatively, why would you not want to change that?
Because some people don't want to realize that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
Accountability, people.
Right. Some people don't want to realize that, you know, I need to change. I need to change something about me. And I feel like that's a lot of our problem. That's our problem. We think we are so. This is who I am. I'm dope. That doesn't mean you're not flawed. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have some bad character traits. You can have great character traits, but if you have bad character traits, you just have them. Yeah. So either you're gonna listen to what somebody tells you, and do whatever they need as far as being able to be in their life, being their friend, being a good family member, being a good significant other. Either you're gonna do what you need to do, or you're going to end up remove yourself and they're going to remove you. See, it's kind of like magnets. Like you have people that you attract. As you grow, you attract different people. You know what I'm saying? But then when you try to attract somebody that like you know how like you put two opposite ends of
and
like
they repel.
It repels, right? That's how it's going to be. You know, and you're going to be able to feel that. That's why we talk about like not forcing anything. You know? So it's just.
Cause when it's genuine, it ain't gotta be forced. It's gonna flow. It's gonna connect so smoothly.
Oh my gosh.
He said, what he say? My burden is light, my yoke is easy. Hold on, what is it? My burden is light, my yoke is easy. Never mind. I'm gonna erase it because I don't want to be a false prophet. But y'all know what I'm talking about. When it's a film, it don't have that chaos. Right. It moves smoothly. And I ain't gonna say it's always gonna be easy. See, it's a difference in smooth and easy. See, smooth is like today. I've been having a lot of stuff going on, but today still went smoothly. Yes, it did not go easily. It was very difficult, okay? But it still went smoothly. Everything still fell into place like it was supposed to. Everything still fell out and was the way it was supposed to be, and it played out the way it's supposed to play out. That is smoothly. Easily, no. See, that's what we get a lot of things misconstrued at, because we want the packaging to be just there. We want everything to just come prepackaged. We so microwave mentality, and that's not life.
No, I like.
He say my laborers are few. I mean, yes, my laborers are few.
You got it.
Why? Because people don't want to do the work, y'all. But everybody want to reap. No, nobody want to go in our field and do. Okay, come on, let's go back to. I'm sorry, I done messed it up. She done got it for me, y'all. Okay. Is it? Okay. Come to me, all who Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am, that's not the right one. Oh, yes, it is. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I knew I was going to say it. See, there you go. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. What I mean by that is, that's still what I was saying about the flow. It's going to flow. It's going to be smooth. It ain't going to be easy, but it's going to be smooth. When things are not smooth no more, then you on the wrong frequency. You moving off the wrong energy. You moving ungodly. You moving out of obedience and disobedience, because that's when you get it. You going to have stuff, but it's going to still move away. It's still going to come. Like, it may not be packaged the way you want to, but it's still going to come.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why I had to say that, but I had to say that, y'all. So you go ahead, baby. Talk about the relationship.
No, listen. What you want me to say after you say that?
Communication, though, for what she said earlier, because you said a vital point about a person knowing how to treat a person, like, because if they might have to compromise for that person, like we were talking about the person like me who had a real smart ass mouth. So but a person has to be able to talk and say, look, Sierra, I don't like it when you do da 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 da. I don't like when you say da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I just want ratchet or disrespectful. I ain't trying to put myself out there like that, but I just had to snap back for you. You hear me? If you try to hurt me, I'm going to try to break you with my words. You understand? For real. That's just how I was. So the thing is that, because, see, people will try you, right? Especially when you don't really want. See, I'm a very opinionated person, but I'm not a problematic person. It's a difference. I'm very opinionated, very highly opinionated. However, I'm not problematic. I don't want to fight and argue with you. I just want to say what I want to say. I want you to say what you want to say. And we can agree to disagree. We can agree or to agree. We can be like, ooh, or we can say, fuck that, or whatever. It's cool. But let's get to that point. Okay, said all that to say. Communication is key, though, because people are not mind readers. If we were, we'd be rich. Yeah. We're not mind readers.
Right. And the thing about it is, if somebody tells you something, like, you need to listen.
If you
like,
care, especially.
If you care. Like, if somebody says, hey, I don't like when you do that. I don't like when you do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And you keep doing it, like, either you don't respect me or you don't care.
Exactly.
If I tell you something and you respect what I have going on, that could be in a relationship, in a friendship, in a business ship, it can be in a family ship. If I tell you something that I don't like, and you know it bothers me, and you care, you're going to be mindful, and you're not going to do it again. You're going to make sure that when I'm in your presence, or when you're handling me, not to fumble me.
Talk you know? Sauce into the people there.
I'm just saying, like,
that.
Yeah, not
to fumble me, baby.
Right.
Be easy with me.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Not to fumble me. And when you realize people, like, that's what they're gonna do, you gotta figure out, I'm gonna allow this, because what that's gonna do, that's gonna open doors for other people to feel like they can.
Come on now, talk. Talk.
Or
bring
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let this be.
And it's okay to remove yourself from stuff too. You don't have to wait. See, sometimes we be so petty and childish. You want to wait for somebody to tell you. If you don't feel it, move. What you gotta wait for? Like, and then you don't have to have clarity on everything either. Yeah. Sometimes it's already understood. What they say, excuse me, y'all, is these people right here. What's understood, it don't gotta be spoke on, okay? Don't gotta be explained. That's what they say. And that's the truth. You feel it. You know when it's time to exit right or left or whichever way to be exiting.
Because your spirit is not gonna be right. You're gonna be uneasy.
Come on now, very uncomfortable.
Because we are spirit beings living in flesh while we're on earth.
In a natural experience.
So it's gonna mess with your inner self. It's gonna mess with your inner self. You know what I'm saying? And when it starts to do that, when it starts to not, like, try to knock at those things that, like, have probably been buried, or like you're not, that's not you anymore. When it starts to, like, make you try to go back to somebody that you were, or make you go from the way that you're trying to go, it's
awake dormant things.
Ooh, yeah, girl, that was deep.
No, you deep. You the one. I like when you do that. Awake dormant things. Don't let the people do it to you. That's she ain't lying to you.
For real, don't let them. Don't let them. Yeah.
Cause that'll make you backtrack. And remember, we talked about this earlier before. You can't go back. There's no going back. We don't have time to go back. You lose too much when you go back.
Right.
Can't go back. And it don't matter because guess what? It's the enemy's job to test you when you at a pivotal point. Ooh. It's the enemy's job to get you out of alignment when you are at the brink of your greatness. It is the enemy's job to come in and cause confusion and chaos. But it's only if you let them, because, see, look, this is the thing. It's nothing wrong with adhering to whatever your emotion may be, right? It's about festering in it. It's about perpetuating it, making it worse, doing more, giving back. Sometimes silence is golden. And I really had to learn that because I'm a big talker, y'all. Silence is golden. See, everything, you ain't got to be right. You ain't got to respond to everything. Everything doesn't even deserve your response. You heard me? See, when you really get on that level of really knowing your worth and who you are and what you bring to the table, from a person who didn't understand at all what I bring to the table. You hear me? When you understand what you bring to the table, certain things you won't even let people say to you. Like that little shit, I don't do that no more. Ain't nothing little. I ain't got no little business. It ain't no little podcast. You could just call it a podcast. You could just call it a business. But I'm not accepting little. I'm not going to let you downplay my blessings because it's little to you, and that's fine. You can have that opinion because that's yours. But let me tell you, when you address me, it's nothing little. I'm no longer allowing others' residue to fester on me and be my residue. Right. Cause then they got your mental, they got your psyche. Now you feeding off of them. You ain't even the whole. You like the host to their shit.
Right. That's so like, and it's so true. When people like, and the thing about it is we always let things slide until it builds up. And I'm not, I hate controversy. Like, I will stay away from that. I'm like, okay, God, you know, was Jesus just like, I'm going to just let that.
He addressed it.
He
addressed it. He flipped over tables.
What'd he do?
Well, before he even calmed the sea, me and Pastor was talking about that. Before he even calmed the sea, he told them niggas like, look, so I done did all these miracles. I done brought Lazarus back from the dead. Come on. And y'all niggas still don't trust. I'm on the shit with y'all. What you praying? You praying and I'm on the boat with you. Are you serious? Now calm down, water. You heard me? He was such a G with it. See, people don't really give him the recognition for what he was because of the words that were used. But see, I look at it as a storybook, right? So if you look at it as a storybook, and I look at it because they always say it's nothing new under the sun. So if you look at it in modern day, it's just like, yeah, he was cussing them people out a lot. You hear me? See, because cussing, I talked to somebody about this. Cussing, right? Curse word. Excuse me. That's why they don't call it curse words. They call it profanity. Because profanity and cursing is two different things. Cursing was people were like, I wish death upon you. I wish you to be barren. I wish you da-da-da-da. That's a curse. Yeah,
and it's real.
Yeah, and it's real.
And that's why, like, what you're going...
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, you don't do that. Come on.
No, what I was going to say is that's why when you said somebody say little, I was going to say, you don't let people just say what they want to say to you. I hate controversy, but at the same time, if I feel like I need to check you, I need to check you if I feel disrespected. Now, I may not do it right then, but I have to do it. Because you have to understand that, and I'm going to rebuke it. Like, if you say something to me that I know that's not for me, that God didn't tell you to tell me that, or you're trying to put me down, you're trying to make me feel bad, I'm gonna rebuke it. I don't even say go back to sender. I just rebuke it. You know what I'm saying? Because people can curse you if you allow, and there's people cursing you that you don't even know cursing you. You don't even know them. They know who you are, and they just don't like you because you got something that they don't got.
Hey, look, let me give y'all this, since I'm glad you said that. But the kicker to that is, right, we can all have a lot of the similar things. I ain't gonna say the same things because that's not realistic. Right. But we could all have, to the degree of the things that we want, the desires of our heart. But again, like I talked about in the previous episode, first of all, a lot of y'all chasing stuff that's not even the desires of your own heart. You just want it because somebody else got it.
Come on.
That's why you don't get it. Because it's not your heart. See, he said the desires of your heart. So first of all, they go back to self-reflection. So self-reflection is necessary so you can know the desires of your heart. Because, see, sometimes we program to the desires of other people because based upon what we've been taught, what has been given to us, what we have experienced, and you can't operate out of hurt.
You can't.
Because that is toxic.
Right. You know how people say, oh, you do retail therapy, right? You buy all this stuff, you do retail therapy, but does that really give you peace? Once you have the thing, you have it. You got your Teflon bag. You got your Louis purse. You got this, you got that. Are you satisfied with life? No, because then with something else, you want that. Because you want to say that you have it. The material stuff is great. Like, I like things. I like nice things. I like to look nice. I like to smell nice. I like, you know what I'm saying? I love nice things. I love luxurious things. But what I'm striving for is continued inner peace and to be able to have my environment be peaceful. See, any relationship, I want healthy. I want healthy for me, myself, and I want healthy for everything that's around me.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? I need healthy for that's what I need healthy. And if it's not healthy, if it's toxic, if it's pushing me to a place that this is not gonna give me peace, this is just gonna be toxic, then it has to go. It has to go.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Okay. Yes, and I agree with that.
Yes, ma'am.
It's gonna definitely be. And now you're right though. That's why things we do have to address things though too, because that's a part of walking in our truth. You know, I've said that a lot of times.
I'm like,
but it is. But I had to learn that myself too though, because when you let things fester, it becomes bigger than what it is. Because it's instance after instance after instance, build up after build up after build up. Now you in explosion mode when it could have been something very simple at the beginning. But because you done let it build to this, now it's like a pimple.
oh,
Boop at the head. But for no reason. It could have been avoided. So communication is very important, and comprehension, listening.
Ooh,
not just communicating, listening. To listen.
My gosh, no, girl, comprehension.
Yes.
Comprehension. Make sure you're talking to somebody who's going to understand what you're saying. Like, really. Make sure you're equally yoked with the people around you.
Come on now, talk.
Really. Because if you're not, they're not going to understand. You can say everything and it's right and it's on point, and you're like, yeah, you can go to this person, that person in your circle and be like, they're like, yeah, I understand. But if the person doesn't want to understand, or they can't understand, they can't comprehend what it is, they're not going to get it. Got it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it.
They're not gonna get it. So make sure they and if they can't, try to explain it in the way that they can. But if you can't, it's just because they don't want to. They're not trying to. We have to learn people. Like we in friendships, you have to learn who they are. Relationships, you have to learn who they are. You know, any ship, you have to learn who you're dealing with. My dad always says, "Know your audience," and it's facts.
That's facts. That's a wise business and speaking note. So he's very wise.
he really is.
He's very wise. That's dope. Because you do got to know your audience. Because you have to adjust your vocabulary for your audience. I mean, you don't have to, but if you don't, you gonna be wasting your time.
Oh my gosh,
you gonna be wasting your time. You can't go talking to kids at this level. You got to meet them where they at.
Right.
Meet the people where they at.
Right.
And it ain't about whatever. It's just about you got the lingo, the terms, the language, the verbiage, the posture, all that comes into play with your audience and understanding your audience and what you're gonna talk about.
Right.
You know, because you wouldn't want to go in there talking above or something far-fetched that these people don't even know nothing about.
Right. They can't. They're not. You're not gonna be able to grasp them. They're not gonna want to listen. They're gonna be like.
And they got to be something that they want to, they desire.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people just don't want it from you. Sometimes it ain't even the message. It's because of the messenger.
Oh
and people, you got to be careful with that. Because sometimes you can hold, you denote yourself when you do that.
Yeah.
Because if that message was sent for you and just because of who it was sent by, you dismiss it. I'm just saying. Timing, stuff don't come back to back. He don't give you, you got to wait your turn again in rotation. You got to wait to be in that rotation again. You don't want to do that. Because rotation can be long. Rotation can be long. Yeah.
It can be. Yes, ma'am. You right.
Oh, look, y'all. And then I just wanted to show y'all. I'm going to be showing my little. Nope. I didn't say it. Look, because I'm so used to it. I will be showing my abstract art. Oh, for the long. Miss Malika TBD. Major shout out to you, baby. You're so dope. You're so inspirational. She is thebomb.com. She's going to be up here, so y'all just stay tapped in and tuned in for her. Big shout out to Miss Malika TBD. Big shout out to Miss Josephina Winfield.
Yes.
Life and color, baby.
Yes, ma'am. Tell them about your art, your abstract art. Where are you going to be selling it at again?
I'm going to be, God willing, at the Reggae Fest coming up in July the 3rd.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be here in Hampton,
Oh, okay.
Virginia, I believe. So yeah, Y'all come check me out. Yeah, just trying to work with my gifts and my talents and stop sitting on myself.
Correct.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, I am. Thank you. Bless you. Yeah. As y'all should hit her up at lifeincolorllc.net. Josephina Winfield at Facebook.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other one. Is it a little one?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was 3. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm a 3 person, so maybe that's why. So we're going to say it again. lifeincolorllc.net. Thank you guys again for tapping in, tuning in, calling in. I'm glad y'all grabbed y'all a cup, pulled up. I hope it got full. We were talking about relationships. All the ships, jumping on the ships and off the ships. Celebrating Poetry Month. So clap it up. Woo, 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 woo. Bring your clicks for next week. Cause we're gonna be clapping it up again. I'm gonna have something better for y'all next week. But it was still dope a little bit. Thank you again, Freakazoid, for calling in and playing a couple of your chords for me one time. All right. Again, thank you for tapping in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me, and you know that means so very much to me. For real. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay up. And until next time, stay sucker free. Love y'all.
Virginia Radio.